Hi, everyone. So I wanted to just answer a couple of questions that I've been getting a lot of in my inbox right now. I know that you're all wondering what happened to all the plan members when the market crashed last year. And I wanted to go through a little bit of that with you and try and give you a little bit better perspective. Because as you know, or likely know, the door is closing. It's literally going to be shut on Tuesday, October 25th, and they're closing down the new registrations. And at that point, you will not have an option to join again for sure this year, most likely for the next 6 months. So just know that as you're making your decision about whether or not now is the time for you to move forward with it or not. So I'm not going to actually show you any graphs today or software interfaces and that kind of thing, because I really feel like right now at this stage, that's not the point. I know you've watched the training. You've probably seen lots of videos on YouTube from me and other people showing you how this thing works, what the strategy is about, how the software works and interfaces with the program online and all of that. So I don't feel like that's the issue. I think that there's a couple of other key questions that you maybe have rolling around in your mind right now that I want to try and help you with that and get you over the hurdle of making the decision. Is now the right time for you to invest in the plan and move forward with crypto investing? So, and that's in fact what I really think the main question is joining the plan the right thing for you to do right now? And correct me if I'm wrong. If that's not the question you're wondering about, then put it in the chat below in the comments and let me address it, because I really do want to help you figure this out. And you'll notice that I did not say, is now the right time to be investing in crypto? Because that's a completely different thing from joining the plan. When you join the plan, you are not investing in the crypto market. You are simply buying a training program that is going to prepare you and enable you to invest in the safest, most conservative way that I'm aware of. It's a completely different thing from actually putting your money in the market and being invested in crypto. So whether you think right now is the right time to be in crypto or not is also kind of irrelevant, because you can either choose to start investing in crypto now or wait until you think the time is right. So know that those are two completely separate things, okay? And I just wanted to talk a little bit about what are some of the reasons that the plan might potentially not work for you? Like, what is the worst case scenario potentially? And to speed this video up for you, actually, I just wanted to say that at the bottom of your video window, there's a cog. And if you click on there, there's a thing called playback speed, and you can adjust the speed and you can increase it so that I'm talking really fast and make it go quicker. And that way you can maybe fit it into your day. So anyway, feel free to speed this video up. But let me first address the first concern that people usually have, and that is, will crypto last? Let me just try to put you at ease in knowing that it's so far down the road right now, as far as crypto goes, that it's definitely going to be sticking around. Now, don't misunderstand, because there are going to be lots of cryptocurrency coins that don't make it, just like there's lots of companies that don't make it on the stock market. It's the same exact thing, but the actual market of cryptocurrency is here to stay. It's literally woven into the fabric of our societies, first world nations already, where it's being invested into by companies and governments and individuals and large investment firms. Pensions are now starting to take cryptocurrency on their balance books. There are many different entities who are quietly seeding it away. And there are also the companies that are trying to integrate and working on integrating the blockchain technology into their operations as we speak. And this is a really huge development, because blockchain, there are many blockchains. There's not just one. But what the blockchain is it's a network on the internet that is recording everything. It's like a digital ledger, and it records everything that happens within that network. So with cryptocurrency, for example, it lives on the blockchain. So every single transaction that ever happens in crypto is permanently recorded in the blockchain. So this is why it's not a place that criminals go and people who try to launder money, because it's actually too difficult. You can't do anything anonymously. You have to jump through hoops and become a known person to your exchange companies who you're going to have an account with. There's a know your customer procedure, just like it would be to open a bank account with a bank. It's really come a long way. And both of those things have been integrated into our society already, to the point where it can't not continue. So yes, I do believe cryptocurrency is here for the long haul, probably will outlast all of us who are listening right now. But it is not to say that there are not crypto coins, cryptocurrencies that are going to fail, because there will be. And in fact, as we speak now, I mean, it depends on who you talk to, but I've heard people say there's 7,000 coins, there's 10,000, 12, 14,000 coins. There's a lot of coins. And the vast majority of them will not succeed. So the important thing is to pick the ones you're going to invest in really, really carefully, and make sure that you're sticking in the top echelons of them, where you're going to have that added layer of safety. You can go play in the wild, wild west and go with those upper ones that are, like penny stocks might be considered, and you're just hoping that they're going to actually amount to something, where you stand to make a lot more because there's a lot more risk, right? But it's not a safe way. The safest way that we know of, and in the plan, that what they teach us to invest in crypto, is by looking at those really strong top coins. And by the way, right now, Bitcoin is the number 12 or 13th largest entity by market cap. If we go on the internet and look at, which I'll just pause the video and I'll pull the screen up and show you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here and show you. We're going to start with CoinGecko, which is a place that analyzes prices. And you can see that right here, and as of today, it says up here, it's October 22nd, Bitcoin is currently worth 368 billion, 94 million, $537,258. So 368 billion. Let's just remember that number. If we go over here to the companies that are ranked by market, and I'll just refresh the screen so that you can see it's also totally current. Right now, you can look at the top here, Apple, 2.3 trillion. Wow. I remember when it just hit over 1 trillion, it was just crazy. And we've got 5 companies that are over $1 trillion market valuation, market cap. It's insane. It's incredible how much it's grown. But as we scroll down here to what was that number? 368 billion. That puts Bitcoin at number 13, just above JP Morgan Chase and just under Walmart for its market cap. So, and that's after a 70% market drop that has been going on for this entire year. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of comfort in the value of this thing, and knowing just how strong it really is, because a lot of us don't know, just how big and vast the market is for Bitcoin. So yeah. That pretty much settles that one. And there's a lot of coins that are, nowhere near that and won't last. The next question that I get a lot is, what if I lose money? And to that, I want to say, you will lose money. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And if you go into it with that mentality, you're going to be so much better off, because it's absolutely going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And if you are prepared for it, then you're not going to be freaking out, right? When it is down. There's a key difference between losing actual money in the investment and it being down in value. Because many times the value of it is going to go like a roller coaster, just because that's the way the crypto market is. It's the most volatile market on the planet, which is why this exact trading strategy works. And this trading strategy would not work on the Forex market or with options or with stock market. It's just not volatile enough, believe it or not. So this crypto is the only place we can do this. And it's going like a roller coaster constantly. So you will be up and you will be down and you will be in the middle. And the only time that actually really matters is if you're going to close that investment down, close that bot and cash it out. And it's at that point that you need to know, am I actually at a loss or at a gain at the moment? And I don't want to complicate it, and I don't want to get into all the, intricate details, but just know that what if I lose money? You are going to lose money. It's a question of mitigating that. And if you can win more often than you can lose, that's the name of the game. And with the plan, what we have found is people are winning with it more than 65% of the time. And that is more than enough to make a boatload of money. So just know that as you go forward. Something else I'm asked a lot is, what if I screw it up? What if I make a mistake? What if I I think I know what I'm doing, but I don't, and I make a mistake? And maybe you think you're not good, or you're not good with math or charts, reading charts, or just learning something new. And I want to say there's a lot of people who felt the exact same way, who've already come through it and moved through it and have the investments running, these bots going. And you can actually take a lot of comfort in knowing that even if you do everything wrong, you still are not going to like lose everything. You're not going to ruin the whole investment. It's not going to be, go up in smoke. There are so many fail safes built into this trading system. And a lot of it, the reason why is because it's automated and it's done with bots, like artificial intelligence, AI. You don't have to sit here and do all of this. All of these things that you're worried about, what if I get it right or wrong? You don't even have to be concerned with that because the bot is taking care of almost everything. So that you can just let that one go, right? Just brush it right off. So what I really think I'm hearing people say that maybe they're not saying the exact words is, what if I join the plan and try this thing out and it doesn't work for me? And what I want to say is that the interesting thing about the plan, actually, the strategy, is that it can't not work. And the reason why is, again, because of those bots. They are programmed to only sell for a profit and only buy for at low. So you're buying low and you're selling high. And again, I don't want to get into the complicated part about how the actual bots work and what the graph is and what a bot is and all of this, but just know that with the computer programming that it actually control these things so that you don't have to sit here and be a day trader and do it yourself. They are programmed to only execute certain things at certain times, and they're only set up to do it for a profit. So you don't have to worry about what if this thing doesn't work? What if I actually start trying it and I lose money? You can lose money. There's no doubt about it. And one of the biggest things that Dan and everybody says is only invest enough money or money that you can afford to lose. Only use your risk capital. Don't bet your rent or your kids' college fund or money that you're going to need in the near term, because if the market went against you when you needed to get that money out, you're going to make a decision in a rash moment and probably do something that you normally wouldn't. That's why we never invest more than you can afford to lose. And it's really, really important. And this crash we've been in this year, it's never proven so true. I've got lots of people in my group specifically who joined through me, and they're in my Facebook community, who did not follow the rules, and they either invested money that was earmarked for something else or put more in than they could afford to. And when things started going south and the market was going down, they really felt the pinch. And a lot of them had to make decisions that they normally would have been able to just sit back and think about. And so it's really, really important that you adhere to that rule, because it is vitally, vitally important. Because with the bots, they will make money when the market is going up. They'll make you money for you when it's going sideways and when it's going down. So there's no market condition that this does not work in, except for what we've experienced this last year, which is a sharp, fast decline. In that scenario, which is what happened, the bot is just not able to recalibrate itself and recoup. And get back to even. And so in this scenario, what's happened is those bots that were in range making the bot profit fell out of range, and they're no longer making the bot profit. But that doesn't mean you don't still have that underlying asset. You still own that bot. It just happens to be not producing the income right now. So it's kind of like if you were to buy a real estate property and a rental property and you wanted to rent it out. If you bought it for $100,000 and you were renting it for $1,000 a month, and then a few months later you found out the price of that property was no longer worth 100, it was only worth 75, but you're still getting your $1,000 a month in rental income. Doesn't really matter what the price of the real estate is, right? This is the same thing. The only thing is, at this moment in time, you don't have a tenant, right? The tenant has moved out and you're waiting to get another one. And as soon as you get another one, which is when the market comes back, that rental income, which is the bot profit, will start flowing again. In the meantime, you still own that property. You still own that bot. And we're just waiting patiently for the market to recover and for the bull market to begin again. So that's why in this scenario, a lot of people think that they've lost when they haven't, because if you've still got your money in the market, in that bot, you're still waiting, and it will recover. This is, I don't even know how many bull runs it will have been, but once this next bull run starts again, wow, there's a lot of people a lot smarter than me who believe that we are in most likely the tail end of the bottom of the market right now, because it's been channeling sideways for a long time. We've been making moves between 22,000 and 18,000 for a couple of months now. And usually when Bitcoin moves, it's in about $1,000 increments every time, which is a lot, right? That tells you how volatile it is. Not a penny or a dollar here and there. So right now we're waiting for that bull market to come, and it's coming. So I also wanted to just be really clear and let you know that the truth is, as the market has crashed this year, a lot of people lost value in their bots, myself included, right? And some people decided to take the hit and close the bot down and crystallize that loss. And there's other people who are just waiting on the sidelines, and they just have what's called a theoretical loss at the moment. So until the market recovers or until you close your bot down, we can't really say for sure what the position of it is, just that the value of it is down at this moment in time. And once the bot recovers, you'll be back in business again. So the profits start pouring in again, and people are going to, forget about this year of waiting, which is what it's looking like we're ending up doing. This is probably a second crypto winter that we're actually in. So what you probably want to know is, how did people screw up, right, during this time? Plan members who got in earlier, like myself, when I got in, it was the middle of the bull market. Maybe not the middle, but it was in the bull market well and truly. And there was stuff happening left, right, and center. It was fast and exciting, and it was great while it was going up, of course, right? Because everybody's making the bot profit. But if I'd have been able to get in earlier, when it was lower, before that bull market started, it would have been so much better, because there would have been so many easy profits at the bottom to just scoop up. And there also would have been a lot less frantic activity happening at the moment, keeping you off track and distracting you, right? So one of the things that people did wrong is that they panicked, right, when the market started going down, and they took losses. And another thing that people messed up is by never actually getting in the first place, by sitting on the sidelines and never having the confidence to actually just go ahead and put one bot on. And the reason why they lost by doing that is because there's a lot of folks who've been in the market, who've been making the bot profit, and even though the value is down at the moment, they're still at break even or better because of all the bot profit they were making before. So just because the overall value is down, like that rental income from before is still there, is still money that you collected and in your pocket, right? So another thing that you can do, closing your bot down immediately after a big drop. We need to make plans ahead of time and decide up front, at what stage are you going to do what? And actually, one of the bonuses that I offer people is something that's called a trade plan, where you make these decisions in advance. You decide ahead of time, if the bot goes down by X percentage, then I am going to do this with it. And what it does is it gives you the freedom of clarity, the clear mind to be able to operate without being in a panicked situation and second guessing yourself or making emotional decisions, because you've already decided, when you had a clear head, when everything was fine, right? What would you do if this happens? Then I'll do that. So this is a really important thing to do. The last thing that I would say is a critical mistake that plan members made during this crash of this year, is letting the bots get deep in the red in the first place. And in all honesty, we were following the advice of Dan. Because he always tells us, do nothing. Even when things are crazy and you're not sure what to do, doing nothing is usually your best option. And I still agree with that today. However, I have a new and different idea of what I will do in certain situations that I didn't have before, because I'd never been through that before, right? So here I made all this bot profit. I was raking it in left, right, and center. Like what was my highest was like somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1.7% per day for months on end. Like, if you do the math on that, it's huge money, depending on how much you've put in. You're making thousands of dollars a day. It's crazy. And so when I'm looking at the large drops in value, and you're thinking, wow, should I close the bot? Should I recalibrate it? What do I need to do to get back to normal, to get back to a level playing field? And in this particular case, many of us, we all assumed the market had found its bottom, but then it went lower, and then it went lower, and then it went lower. And this is exactly why, even in the stock market, people will ride a stock to the bottom, right? Because you think that it's hit the bottom, but then turns around and it turns out that it didn't. And of course, again, none of us can ever know when that's going to happen, but that's the whole reason why. And if it had rebounded and carried back on again, doing nothing would have been the best case scenario to do, the best thing to do. As it turns out, and it kept going down, many of us got way out of range, way out of the gap between making bought profit and making no bought profit got bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Which was unfortunate. But again, even in that situation, it still doesn't mean that you've lost anything yet. Unless you close that bot down, the only thing you are is missing out on the bot profit, which is unfortunate. But hey, that's the way it goes. In the end, when you end up looking at how much profit you've made off of the crypto bots compared to any other investment, it's still going to be, in almost all cases, way, way higher, because you're just not getting those returns anywhere else, unless you did really well on one particular stock or something like that, or a good currency conversion or something along those lines. But generally speaking, it's amazing. And especially for something that is automated and takes so little time of yours, and that is a very conservative investment to begin with. So know that going in, that probably a lot of us, if we look back in hindsight now, we would maybe do it different. But those who did follow Dan's advice and are still following it and are doing nothing and are sitting with those same bots, it's going to be fascinating to see, once we've got the turn and the market does turn around and start going back up again, just how they're going to be sitting, because they are followed his advice to the letter, right? And in the end, what is it going to mean? It's like I don't know, let's just say that the bull market started tomorrow, and let's say it was slow, and I think it's going to go really fast, but let's say it was slow. Let's say it took a year to get back to where it was in November, December of 2021. By that point, the amount of bought profit that people are making it's going to be coming in so fast and great that everybody's going to forget about this whole year where we just didn't do anything. And in a couple of years from now, you're going to look back at this time and think, well, it was a little blip in the overall investment scenario. So it's hard to put it in perspective when you're in the middle of it, right? So just remember that right now we are still dealing with limited information on this particular market crash because it has not ended yet. So that's important to realize. So what I really want to say to you is, even if you do all the things that I mentioned, of the different ways that people have screwed up already, you can still win with this. And you might say, Heather, how can you say that? Well, I am making a few assumptions here, and I'm basing that statement on the fact that I'm assuming you're following the training, that you've taken the training and you're following it. I'm also presuming that you are using the right type of coins, the ones that Dan has recommended, not the crazy wild West coins that have these huge high potential for return, but are so far out of the realm of possibility. It's like a crapshoot, right? I'm also making the assumption that you are using money to invest that you can afford to lose, because you will make a different decision. Trust me, if you're just going to sneak, next month's mortgage payment in there or whatever, you're going to make a different decision under pressure than you would if it's actually legitimately money that you do not need to survive, right? And I'm also making the assumption that you're sticking with the system, because believe it or not, a lot of people don't. We get in there and you think you know better than Dan or the training, and you think you're going to make your own call, and the next thing you know, it goes against you. So if you do follow all the things, you can definitely win at this more often than you would take a loss. That's for sure. And there's a lot of people I've talked to who've said, even knowing that we have relative comfort and security and certainty that crypto will last, and even knowing that you will lose money from time to time, and knowing that you're going to screw up from time to time, there's a lot of people who confessed that one of the things that would be holding them back is the fear of ridicule, the fear of judgment, people judging you. You invested in crypto? Are you crazy? Like, I know I've heard it before too, right? And I know that there are a lot of you too who are afraid that this just won't work for you, that maybe somehow you are the unluckiest person on the planet, or that you are anti-tech and computers spark and short out when you walk by. There's people who feel this way. And if that's you, you need to change your paradigm, my friend, because that's not doing you any favors. But what I want you to know is that the only reason this won't work for you is if you don't try. And that really got me to thinking, because if you realize and accept all of these things that I've been talking about here, and you're still not going forward and investing yourself and your time in the plan so that you're prepared, I'm wondering what's holding you back. And that's when I realized it's because probably, if you're anything like me, you don't want to be wrong again, right? I realize this is not your first rodeo. I know you've tried other things, and I know that you want to improve yourself and your financial well-being, or you wouldn't be here. And this is there's probably been things in the past that you've tried that didn't work out, because that's the way it goes. We can't all step into something new and hit it out of the park straight away every time. Like very even rarely will it ever happen one time, right? So I get that, because I've done a lot of different things too and tried a lot. I've thrown a lot of mud against the wall. Let's just say. And I just want to say that, no matter how successful you are or are not with the plan, you're going to be trying other things again in the future too. You might be like me. You might just have this deep fundamental desire for improvement, and build one improvement on top of the other, on top of the next, and keep trying to make things in yourself better along the way. And you know what, guys? There's nothing wrong with that. And you don't need to apologize for wanting more or for wanting to be better. Everything great in this world happened and was born from somebody else's desire for improvement, right? Like when you really think about it. So it's a good thing. We don't need to apologize for it or feel uncomfortable about it at all. And it kind of chokes me up, actually, when I think about all the good things that you and I can do with more resources and less stress. You know what I mean? So if you're not proud of yourself for wanting to be a better human, I really hope that this helps you to change your mind so that you can move forward and just get on with it, right? That's a little bit different topic. I know I'm a little off topic here, but if you just accept, like I was saying before, that crypto is here to stay, and that you will lose money from time to time, and that you will screw up from time to time, and you will be judged no matter what you do, right? I mean, people are going to judge you for doing nothing. They're going to judge you because you go into crypto, because you started an Amazon business, because you got into drop shipping or bullion or a real estate rental market, or for restoring cars. Are you crazy? You bought a 64.5 Mustang to restore it instead of binge watching Netflix? Like, it's really absurd when you think about it and you lay it out like that, right? But it's true. And the thing is that doubters have to doubt, and they will keep on trying to keep you down. And the ironic thing is that they're the ones who lose by staying in the same place. And it's the law of entropy. And that's the one that says that everything breaks down over time unless it's acted upon by an outside source, outside forces. And it's just, I think, really important not to let the doubters keep you down, especially if it's you doubting you. So believe me when I say there is no valid reason why the plan will not work for you, even if you can't add, even if your aura fries computers, even if you have a hard time learning new things, or you think you're too old, or you're not smart enough or tech savvy. All of those are excuses that we tell ourselves so that we stay in the same little comfort place, the comfort zone that we're in right now. That's how our brain works to try and protect us, believe it or not. It's your subconscious at work, keeping you safe from the saber-toothed tigers that no longer exist. But the only way this doesn't work is if you don't do it. So knowing all of that, and that you basically can't lose, what could possibly be holding you back? And I know what the answer is, because I've been there too, back when I first looked at the plan. And I think the question that you're wondering is, does it make sense for me to buy the plan now? Right? And like I say, it's not the crypto market. And even though we're at the presumed end of the crash, buying the plan is not buying into crypto. It's not giving you an investment in crypto. That's important to remember. And I know there's a lot of negative talk out there about crypto. It's the same thing with the stock market when it's in a crash, which it also is too. And maybe you've never watched a crypto recovery before, but it's a pretty spectacular thing. And there's been a few of them. So let's just remember too, that again, this is a training program. It's not an investment in crypto. So what you're doing by joining now is you're preparing yourself for later. which is so vitally important, because the last thing you want to do is be flailing around like I was in the middle of a bull market, trying to learn strategies, trying not to get distracted, trying to remember things and get set up and get over that hump while all this stuff is happening, and you're just feeling panicked to hurry up and get in because you feel like you're missing the boat. Now is such a perfect time to take care of all of that training so that you're actually prepared when it does come around and we get back into the bull market again. So I bet, knowing that, you wouldn't be surprised to know that getting into the plan, or even into crypto for that matter, now is a much better time than when I got in, for those reasons. And it was an actual gong show. It was like being dropped into the middle of the stage of a ballet and trying to do this, perfect little chassé without bumping into anybody, when you never knew anything about ballet dancing before that. It was just a gong show with all the excitement and the fear and the shiny objects, like I say, and confusion. And it was going at 100 miles an hour. And people today, like yourself, would be getting in at the bottom. And like Warren Buffett says, your profits are made when you buy, not when you sell. And this is buying on sale. This is heavily discounted assets going for low prices. Like, maybe you wondered too, why am I doing this video? And why do I have all these bonuses? What's the deal? The reason why is because I'm an affiliate for the plan. And that means that if somebody buys through me, I get a referral commission for that. And what those commissions enable me to do is to take the time to put together a bonus system like this and to support new people like you. And believe me, you're going to need the support. I know that when you watch the training and you see Dan and Jason on there, and they're telling you about the support that you get from Rapid Crush, it is great. And it is tops in the industry for sure. But you're going to need more than that. And I know that for sure, because I did. And also the hundreds of people who came in through me also did. And there's a bunch of people too, I know of as well, who didn't come in through me, who were flailing around, because after the doors close and training has well and truly begun, a lot of folks come back to me after the fact and say, Heather, I didn't join through you, but I really want to get access to your bonuses. And they want to somehow try and come in later after the fact, because they need that support in the community around them. The community is really important. And we have the Facebook group with hundreds of people. There's two of them. There's a beginner and then there's an advanced. And they're there. They're out there all over the world and been through the same things that you are going to go through. And they've got answers and they want to help and support as well. So knowing that that's there for you is huge. And I also want to say that you might have noticed there are a lot of different people promoting this program, being an affiliate and promoting and wanting you to click with them. And I would just suggest that you just choose wisely who you join with, because there's many of them. Hardly anybody is offering this kind of support after the fact. Hardly anybody. This has been my full-time job, my full-time focus for the last year and a bit. And there's not very many people who have the luxury of being able to do that. And most of the time they are folks who are making a quick buck off of your click and then going back to their day job or their business, right? So it doesn't make any sense at all why you wouldn't take advantage of getting all this free extra help and support when you can get it just with who you choose to click through with, right? And it would be really my honor to help you and support you. And as I say, roll out the red carpet and welcome you into the merry band of crypto traders. That's who we are. And we're all there waiting to help and support you. But I'll just quickly show you now that I've explained a little bit about what these bonuses are. There's 12 of them, and they're just what you need. Trust me. You'll get lifetime access to the Facebook community. There's ongoing direct support from me and the community. There are personal tracking templates. There's an expat guide to taking the investing offshore if you want to do that, because I'm an expat and I've done that. So I've got a little bit of knowledge there. I can get you 25% off the top tax tracking software. We do weekly coaching, live Q&A calls. I did a really cool trade that was I made $6,000 in 6 days, and I unpacked that for you so that you can see everything that happened during that time, what the settings were, which the coin pairings were, how it happened, and how it unfolded. You can watch a bot be constructed from start to finish. There's the trade plan template that I referred to earlier, which is a document you'll go through when you're ready, and you'll set the parameters for yourself to know what you will do if this, then that, basically, for almost all scenarios that you're going to come up against, so that you never have to be worried about what's happening in the market and what you should do next. You can watch my personal Bitsgap account and see what trades are going on, what I'm doing in the account with my bots at any time. There's a Cliff Notes version of the entire course that you can refer back to anytime you want. And I've also got an on-demand library full of how-to videos of little things that you need to know that you'll forget. And then it'll be the middle of the night and you'll be looking to do something and you want to convert one Bitcoin to, Ethereum or some different currency, and you can't remember how to do it. And you can just go here and find the video that shows you how. But I'll also just show you that if you just keep your eyes on the side of the screen here with all these testimonials, these are people just like. So don't say that I didn't warn you. When the bull market starts again, and it's most likely going to go fast, that's my prediction, you're going to feel panicked. You're going to want to get in as fast as you can and get a piece of it. And if you're just starting to learn at that stage in time, it's going to be hard, and you're going to be, you think you don't have time right now while things are easy. You're going to be trying to fit this in when in the middle of the night, when you're totally tired at the end of the day, and figuring out how to get everything together and lined up so that you're able to move forward. Because there's a few things to do. There's a few things you've got to do in order to make this happen. And opening up an exchange account, for example, and getting fiat currency into the crypto market. And that does not happen overnight, that kind of thing. So if you wait until it's already all frenzy, I guarantee 100% you are going to miss out on a lot of juicy profits while you're flailing around in a panic trying to get set up. And nobody can fly by the seat of their pants like that without missing loads of the easy profits in the beginning. It's just the way it goes. Now is not only the right time, but it's absolutely the best time for you to join the plan and to start learning and practicing so that you're ready to go when the market does turn. There couldn't be a better, more opportune moment actually than now. The other thing is, this is the last time again that the plan is going to be open this year. We've been told that. And most likely it's going to be a good 6 months before it opens again. And in 6 months from now, we could be back at all-time highs in the market. That's how fast the cryptocurrency market moves. This opportunity right now of this ground floor early advantage will be gone 100%. And you won't have a chance at that point to get these easy, juicy profits. Right, that only exist today. So there's actually also a lot of people who tell me that they don't have the time. I was just mentioning about the time a minute ago, and I'll say that it's going to take you about 12 to 15 hours to go through the training one time. And then it takes you literally minutes just to set up bots, and you can practice them and do them with play money and get to know how they work and what happens and how that feels when this goes that way, or if you close it then, and just get a feel for it, right? With play money, so you don't have to worry about losing or the learning curve. And this is a great way to get yourself up to speed. So it's true that it does take some time to learn. And that's, again, where I come in, because with all of these bonuses and support that I have, they're specifically designed to help you get through the training as quickly as possible and get your bots, your practice bots up and running. Because the program is a self-guided online program, which is great on the one hand, because you can just, hunker down and consume it all fast. But in reality, not very many of us have the discipline to do that, right? And what happens more often than not is people get taken off track. And unless you've got rock solid discipline, self-discipline, you may be somebody who finds themselves either not completing the training at all or getting overwhelmed and not understanding because you're not in a flow and you're not being guided. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to coach you and guide you through. So, I would strongly recommend that if you are going to go ahead with it, that you do come on board with me. And I know I can give myself a little testimonial because I know the success that my members have already had in following the system and the schedule that I'm setting out for everybody. So, and I know that that's extremely helpful. You are cordially invited. So I'm going to wrap this up now, but I also need to warn you, just so that you remember again, the doors are truly closing on Tuesday, October 25th. At midnight Pacific time. And they will not be reopening again this year for sure. And most likely it'll be another at least 6 months. And we have no way of knowing where the market is going to be at that point in time. And one thing I can tell you is you do not want to be running around trying to buy picks and shovels and maps in the middle of a gold rush, right? Get those ahead of time. You want to be prepared. Trust me on that. It'll make all the difference in the world. And now, for those of you who may have already bought into the plan and you want to get free access to my bonuses, you still can. Just send me an email and I will let you know how we can arrange that. My email is heather@legitebiz.com. It'll be written in the description below this video. You can have a look there too. And I've also got a link under there that will take you to my bonuses if you want to have a closer look at that, to the actual enrollment page if you're ready to go and you're ready to join the plan with my link, of course. And if you have any questions, please just go ahead and pop them into the comment box below and I will answer them for you. Or you can send them to me via email as well. I'd be happy to help clear up any other questions or concerns that you might have at this time. I'm here for you and I want to help. So take advantage of it. Good luck, guys, and reach out anytime. Thanks again.
If I was going to tell anyone to get into crypto in this crazy market, in this crazy world, it's the plan or it's nothing, right?
Working with Heather, she is extremely knowledgeable and helpful, and her bonuses when you sign up are amazing.
About Heather, it's incredible. You know, Heather's bonuses are a must when you're going to take up on Dan Hollings' The Plan.
Those two components, the plan and Heather Farrell with her marvelous boni that she provides, made me gain my first relevant profit within the crypto space.
Heather, thank you so much. All your support, Q&As and all the other goodies that you are handing out to people couldn't be any better. Heather, keep going, and thanks tremendously for your help and support.
I was originally signed up under somebody else and I made the switch to work with Heather, and I definitely do not regret it.
And signing up under Heather, she offers a number of bonuses, Facebook group, which I think is essential.
What I also appreciate about Heather is how genuine she is, and she continues to provide value.
Her Facebook group is probably one of the biggest assets.
Deep appreciation to Heather. It's all because of her that I'm actually able to be in the plan right now. Fantastic. She was so dedicated. I can't believe it. I'm so grateful because, yeah, it's only a month that I'm in and it's beyond my expectation.
It is absolutely helpful to have a real sympathetic person on your side who is there for you for any questions about the content of the course, the plan, and provides an exclusive Facebook group you can attend where nice people share their experience as well.
Heather's bonuses really gives you an extra edge, you know, and it also gives you that extra confidence.
This opportunity is too good not to share, so I encourage you all to go for it.
The best bonus, in my opinion, is the Facebook group. You're going to want to talk to people going along that same journey, and that's really what this group is for. And there's a number of other bonuses too, which you definitely should check out, but it's that group, and you're going to go on a journey, and you're going to be learning a lot of information with each other. It's going to be great too. No regrets. No regrets. Get in.
I highly recommend getting the plan and getting into Heather Farrell's trading community. So cheers to all fellow traders. Bye.